What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more Cleveland Cavaliers news to, of course, be talking about with you guys. Very recently, we actually got this report a couple of days before the draft is, of course, going ahead. That actually does suggest that the Cleveland Cavaliers are open to moving back in the draft so that they can potentially acquire another future first round pick or just first round pick, and this is all being reported by Michael Scotto. Now, I have seen a lot of people say, well, the Cavaliers are doing this because maybe they want to get, who knows, they want to somehow turn pick 14 into pick 22 and 26, right? I don't believe that is the case at all. I don't think it makes really a whole lot of sense for the Cavaliers to do it. I mean, they only really need to bring in around 4 or 5 new players on their roster, I think, next season. And again, you're probably only going to want to do at least one or two of those players in the draft. And considering the Cavaliers already have a bunch of second round picks that they might actually use, especially considering one of them is actually pretty good, I don't really feel like it makes a whole lot of sense for the Cavaliers to do that. The other alternative, though, is that the Cavaliers would actually be trading for a future first round pick, which I would be very, very down to do, in my opinion. Again, when it comes to a team, maybe who knows, the Denver Nuggets could be one that maybe look at that. I don't actually know. There's a lot of teams that could definitely be in contention, so maybe look at adding another, first round pick. We know that Chicago are definitely not one of them. It is going to be a really weird, I feel like it could be a team maybe even the Bucks could be one of those teams that just say, hey, we've got, pick 23, we'll give you pick 23 and a future protected first round pick, and you guys can give us pick 14. Again, the Bucks might, of course, be able to add a really good 3-and-D type dude that can hit threes like a Chai Baji. And then, of course, the Cavaliers can now get that future pick to maybe use for another player again down the line. Maybe they'll use it to try and trade for a player. Again, the other thing I was kind of suggesting is there is a big rumor, especially at the time making this video, that Bradley Beal has actually chosen what team he wants to get traded to. And there's been a couple of reports that have said for a long time that he's actually going to be going to a team where he has a friend there. Like, he's actually had a player there that he's been mates with for quite a while. Some people said the Celtics. I don't think he's going to go play with Tatum. And then the other one is, of course, Darius Garland. He's been close with Darius Garland for quite a long time. Again, if it was to be a case where the Cavaliers would go after Bradley Beal, you're probably going to want to add, again, some of those first round picks to, of course, put in a deal to try and, of course, make a sign and trade work. I think that would be a situation where the Cavaliers might look at. The other thing as well that they might be looking at, who, again, one of my mates, Relly, who makes really good Cavaliers content, actually suggested as well, is he thinks that one of the reasons the Cavaliers don't, are actually trading away this pick is now because they've actually done all the workouts with their players, and maybe they don't actually like, what they think is available so far at pick 14. Again, with the 14th overall pick right now, there's so many players that you think could still be on the board. Tari Eason, Achai Agbaji, and I think from what I heard, both of those players were kind of worked out with the Cavaliers, so which could make me think as well that Relly could be legitimately onto something, where maybe the workouts didn't necessarily go according to plan, and the Cavaliers, of course, might be willing to trade down to a pick that's like 24, 23, where they maybe are more comfortable with a player who they think might be falling down to that pick that they would really like. Again, there's going to be so many dudes out there. There's the guy that's got the exact same name to Nikola Jokic. I'm pretty sure it's like Nikola Jovic or something like that, but it's very, very similar. He is a player that the Cavaliers might look at. There are definitely a couple of them And yeah, it is one of those situations where if the Cavaliers did trade down to bring in more future assets, I wouldn't mind it. To be honest, as a Cavs fan, I wouldn't mind it at all. There's still a couple of things that the Cavs have to answer on draft night. For example, I think Cedi Osman will be getting shopped on draft night. I think if there's a list of 30 players that could get, traded on draft night, Cedi Osman might be in the top 15 of that list. I definitely feel like he's a player that a lot of teams will be potentially, looking at to maybe make some trades happen. He could also be saved for later on to do a sign and trade. I've suggested that we should actually trade him to the Hornets and try and get Montrezl Harrell in. I think Montrezl Harrell, he really does fit into that Cleveland dog mentality, and I think would be a really nice serviceable backup big. So I think that would be a move that I would like to see. But again, come draft night, a team like the Clippers, who could have a protected first round pick or something up for trade, I think could definitely use a guy like Cedi Osman again. He's a great shooter that can come into the team. Ty Lue has really been trying to build some type of a triangle offense, and I think, again, a player like Cedi Osman would most likely really fit into a triangle offense. A dude that can definitely slash, if the player who is, doing that offense, probably like a Kawhi or Paul George, does need a bailout, Cedi Osman can, of course, slash. Can, of course, be open from three. Really good, accurate catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. That's another thing I think the Cavaliers will definitely look at when it does come to draft night. But, of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Definitely don't forget to, just comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think that the Cavaliers will potentially be trading away their pick? Do you just think they might be trading down? Or are they looking for future assets or maybe to get more picks in the draft? Of course, I would definitely really like to know. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/long channel, and yeah, all of them will be linked down below. As I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.